Avengers Mom Slash, and welcome back to Release Awards. Today, well, the next release was out yesterday already, but we're still going to keep it to the same usual day as per whenever they're supposed to release, when the challenge is available. I may have released the day early. Kimberly is here with, for some reason, 3 or 4 moves containing Tommy. Why? I have no clue. It's the exact same situation as Billy. He has one solo move, the other ones all contain a teammate in some way. And their movements, let's just say being able to be out of the way from certain attacks means you don't have to spend any energy to retaliate. So you get away with a lot of things. Like one of the things I did earlier. I said, look at that. She actually fully dodged Ninja until she landed. Even Ninja gets caught, apparently, because it's only his cloud that's the hitbox. That is sad. Still, unique air movement, to an extent. Downside, you're in the air. Upside, you basically dodge everything that would be on the ground. It trades. But the difference is, the upside is a lot stronger than the downside, because most characters these days, as well, start combos with mostly stuns and other things, so it's no different. An interrupt hit will... You'll only get caught by 50-50s at that point. At that point, it's just an instant combo start, not a 50-50. Now, there's a few things she has, which is, well, she can taunt dash and get a third air dash, if you time it right. The back dash, though, seems to be a lot more tight. I don't think I've managed to land it at all, or keep myself from landing on the ground. But other things, like, you can see how high you actually get in comparison to there. And then that attack isn't exactly visually correct. It doesn't go full screen, but it is still a massive amount. Still, she's also still able to block. So someone like Rancic, his primary strike is the only thing that's going to be any different. He still kicks there with the launch. If anything, maybe Kimberly might actually just be able to dodge that. So well, that's the way the problem goes in. Like, just outright a bunch of attacks get invalidated. I did not dash. I was going to try and just dodge these things, but Ollie gets dodged entirely as well. You don't even need to dash away, you can just dash towards him. It's a very, very powerful part of the kit. And obviously you can see with her combos as well, she just keeps doing this over and over. So it's not just the ability to fly, it's her ability that she can just do a basically endless combo. Anyway, just gonna back away. And then that. I don't know if the projectile even said miss. I don't think I saw it. And that's a crit. If we sadly find some victims that can just be dodged, I think Aeon's strike might be able to be dodged. But apparently the first hit of the breaker was, to an extent. And Aeon, you might want to stand there. You get caught. You can go right into the air. And flanking assault. Now, come back to the middle of the arena. We're going to use a bit of a traveling projectile with a reverse launch. And swooping falcon. Once again, you'll be staying in your corner. And then flanking assault. You dashed. You did not pay attention. Recover some energy. Super. That's a crit, but it didn't matter. Striking crane and knock you out. I think this is match number 6 or 7. These matches do not last long with this character. I activated it first. So, sadly, you're the one caught in this combo. Flanking assault. You can go into the air. You can see about striking crane. You're not paying attention, or don't you have a block? Still, you can put into the air automatically with striking crane as well as swooping falcon. So basically, her strikes, they set up her air variations on their own. You can dash forward sometimes, but I don't think I actually even needed to do it there. Yeah, perfects are pretty common with her. Both getting hit by one and getting caught by a perfect. It's the sad part about this character. It's just Justin, but flashier. Scratch that. This is match number 6. I simply played way too many test matches to make sure of a few things, and let's just say it did not help with whatever has happened there. Well, he got bonked back to the ground, and you can just stay in the middle of the arena. It just automatically sets you in the perfect spot there. It said miss. Nope. Sorry. This is what I mean. You can still block in the air and it is the exact same as regular block. 15 frames. That's when you can press the button. It's not like Mystical, you can't just press a button anytime you want. But it is, yeah, okay. Pretty sure this big hit seems to have a low crit rate increase, but it still seems to have a high one. Or a higher chance to crit. There, match number 7 for this team. And then we move on to the next one, which will contain Korak. I got a nice little combo I want to use with him. Later, if you dare want to use your strike, we'll see whether or not you can even use it. Because I'm going to fly forwards. And then back. No? Come on. Yeah, okay, he didn't want to try to do anything. All I'm saying is, I dodged Zeta on stream, I believe, where he simply couldn't even use his middle slot strike without just it simply whipping. It didn't have any range. Or rather, it didn't hit high enough. It hit me. But no, it did not. Because I wasn't on the ground. So, Striking Crane. And you can go to your corner. Striking Crane again. And Air Raid. Here. There's 6 total ninjas. Now we move on to the next team, and it's going to be the one I was using for test matches. Just because it's a little different to an extent. Yeah, okay, at least that one said miss this time. You can stay in your corner. Hey, what's happening? Teleport away. No? Okay. Flying Assault. Never mind. But that sadly whiffed for them. So, Moving Falcon. I hit him before frame 12. Not even a projectile spawn. And there. That's roughly almost 4 energy. I'm gonna launch even higher. I wanted to see about delaying, but I guess it didn't matter. Here. Finger guns. Go back away. And explode. Okay, so they did nothing, so they didn't expect that to happen. So, Air Raid. Once again, 6 ninjas, only 2 colors. Well, that's, there might be a way to outright, just dodge a certain assist that they have. Mainly because Flanking Assault and the Power Block lets her go a little higher. Like, it is a brief jump. Go to max height, and you can just outright jump over their Flanking Assault. And yes, her primary slot has one slight upside and downside. Think of it like a safe jump in an actual fighting game. Like if you're too close to the ground, Striking Crane and Laser... Did I just really have to combine Ninja and Laser? Basically put, if you're too close to the ground, it will either, the second it won't play on Striking Crane, or the block will not explode. Or will explode, but will not do its follow-ups. Her middle slot doesn't have this problem. You know, think about it, it may not be the case, but this is just, this is literally just, to an extent, Prime Ninja Tommy. But someone put a red sock in the dishwasher. Wow, okay, well that failed. Into the washing machine. Why I say dishwasher? I don't know. Yeah. Who knows? They probably messed that up as well. Ah! I don't think I got hit with the correct hit reaction there. I spammed the block button, but I don't think it was correct anyway. Striking Crane, you can stay in your corner, and Air Raid. Another pair of sick ninjas to knock you out. You know, I just had the weirdest thought. Obviously, Bridge can't even make use of his passive, or his passive defense shred in challenges, because no one has any defense, other than taking these supers. Well, what happens when he fights an Ethan? Does it actually go through that increased armor? Supposedly it should. Which well, no, it does. I don't think I've actually had that encounter yet. Or even tested it. Alright, go ahead, let's see what combo you got, because I have no strike. Come on. There you go. Now, go to the air once. Moving Falcon. You're going to stay in your corner. And what's gonna happen is a Flanking Assault. Because you didn't manage to press anything, I guess we'll combo. Laser Ninja powers. You're gonna get hit by a reverse launch, but you don't have enough health to survive, so Air Raid. Once again, you get struck by 6. You know what? I have thought of something. It might work. Though we'll see whether or not people appreciate it. It'll probably be weird, but I think we'll keep it. I think we'll keep the train for no reason. That can you run this team with this leader or these specific assists? Because in this case, she does have a block. Okay, well, I got stuck in recovery. I don't think I was able to even press the dash button because I was forcing the landing. So that's probably another downside she has. Problem with that. Just taunt. It cancels the animation and you can instantly just dash again right after. So there's no downside. And by the time you can't taunt, you have your super, which means they're basically dead. Okay. Team setup is correct, but he's probably going to try and go for a poke or something, I don't know. Why were you in the air? Game? Why were they in the air? They barely moved. I feel like that they did nothing there because you can't. Ah, there goes a bug. Yeah, that's happened to me against one of a Ninja Kimberly as well. Someone's hitbox doesn't know where to spawn, so instead of hitting, it just whiffs. Yep. Okay, flank assault. Most of the time, it happens when it's the first move, catching something like a backdash, I believe. I don't know, it's happened twice only now. Well, that's adjusted. Difference is at least he's been adjusted since his annoying middle slot spam. But his projectile still hits before it hits. So we'll see how that goes. Really got a crit like that. There's your combo, and yeah, okay. That's on me for not dashing again. Swooping Falcon, you've been caught. How about you going to the air? Flanking assault. Well, I've got the more expensive one, but I can still recover. And I can hit you on the ground. Get the whistle, because the audio's still missing from the air version. Let's see if I can get something here. Back away. Oh, yeah, you still can't cancel that as well, so... He has an attack that fully commits and is not a 50-50, so... Certainly a bit more fair, but it still looks boring. Well, final team. And I do have to point this out. I don't think I even used a Kimberly assist at all. Here's a car! And yes, just simply poking and doing that is simply... It's an option. Nah, wow. I'm trying to see. Maybe I have to get them in their corner first, and somehow then I'm able to dodge it. Shove to the ground! Red crash! Get crashed into by another Tommy. She's already throwing enough Tommies around. So she'll make another one crash into you anyway. Because why not? Flank assault! Get back to this corner. And Swooping Falcon. A version of a crash from Tommy. Air raid. Sorry, Rocky. But you didn't get your super yet. Took a bit of time to load. Don't know if they're actually here. We shall see. Well, I'm gonna just swoop Falcon. No? Okay, fine. I mean, it didn't even activate, so I wouldn't have been able to dash anyway. Let's see. Another one. Okay, so you have your breaker and your block. Car! Yeet! You can't jump over this car! That's not happening. Simple as that. But sadly though, it looks like the first loss here. Took forever for some reason. And that's the only concerning part. Like, it took forever for someone to actually do that. Like, for example, sometimes the calls just say no. Simply doesn't help you. And in that case, like literally just before I started the recording, the last match that I got was me getting perfected. So, as I said, both ways can happen. You get perfected a lot, or nothing happens at all. It's a regular match. Or you perfect them. Okay, no, that's on me. See what you can do. One dash, please. One. Please remember that. Well, there you go. This will not knock out unless any crits. But, Swooping Falcon. Sorry, Antonio, and that is not needed. Nah. Don't jump. No, just. There we go. Okay, good. We made it. The good thing is, at least the annoying ability for Kimberly to activate cards while being hit got fixed before I had to do this recording. At least it was fixed not even too long after the stream. Because Dragon Shield Jason would be completely at a loss right now. Because his block would just get blocked. Or hit by Breaker, because it simply interrupts. Though he's still an old character, so... Car! Yeet! Send to the Tommies! And struck him down. Okay, game? Do you really have to be this rude to people? This is not helping the situation. At all. Yeah, sitting through recovery will just make Merrick useless in that sense. Anyway, you can get into the air. Let's hopefully see about you landing one of your primary strikes against me while I'm flying away. They should supposedly hit high enough. Please, just... You're caught, game. You're just gonna be this rude. If that was in his primary slot the entire time, why? Red Crash! You've been baited. And that was actually just lag as well. And that's a Haley. She actually has a lot, she is going to be able to just armor a few things, but she needs to be able to activate it in the first place. You have too many blocks. So I'm just gonna kick you. You get hit by a reverse launch. Back away. Ah, wait, maybe that might ruin the thing. Someone doesn't have bad recovery! Or the usual recovery. They activated that instantly. I just simply spam my strike just to see, because I always do that with every interaction against Haley. But apparently, someone got up early. And they get knocked out because of it. Okay, so you want me, with the last few ones, to not fight any more mirrors. Well, good enough. Let's see what Billy can do. Because Tommy is constantly swapping sides now. Like, whose side are you on, Tommy? You're beating up Billy? I'm sure in a few seconds you're gonna beat up Kimberly. Huh? You can't be playing both sides right now. It's not a thing. Well, the good thing is there's Rocky. So that's safe. And you really should have just done your primary. Or even your middle slot. Sorry to say, but yeah, there it goes. There goes the safe jump thing. And then it dropped. There goes what I mean by some other situations. Adam still has that problem as well. Like, some characters just drop out of combos because worst case scenario, or rather, not worst case. Simply put, you did a backdash. Your backdash was at such a very specific point of leaving there. I think more of the situations your hurt box gets stretched. Then it shrinks when you get hit. And that's likely why that just simply dropped, and then he gets interrupted. And no, Billy's not invincible. But I think, from the looks of it, flanking assault is. Let's see if I actually have that match still. I don't think I do. Pretty sure I don't. Yeah, right there. These are the test matches right here. There's where the start of the recording was. This match was a perfect. I had a bit of a problem with my camera. Something happened with its lens. So I had to fix that, so that's why it took 20 minutes there. But these are the last ones. This guy already had Lightning Will. That's a perfect against me. And then somewhere in this we had I perfected someone. Then we only had one loss. And then, all of a sudden, after the loss, no more Kimberlys. In fact, we even had a Rocky into a Kimberly, into Antonio, to a Jason, to a Merrick, to a Haley, to Billy. Did I play too many? I think I've done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 21. questionable at best what happened here. The character, yeah, this is a 4 cost by technicality, but it is a 3 cost if you don't have 4 energy. But if you're low energy, you don't spend an extra on, you don't go into negatives. They still last forever, so the animation will let you just recover. So yeah, this is just Billy all over again. The difference is we don't have Aisha in the middle slot. And I'm pretty sure the other one was... yeah, the other one was Tommy. The other one was Adam. And then the Super. Yeah, this is just essentially Ranger Slayer all over again with, or rather, not Ranger Slayer, but more like just Kimberly. Another version of her. Even though this used to be a 2 cost here, she still had the ability to combo you for a while. Difference is, she still had a hard time starting that combo. This one's just another version of Kimberly with a higher cost. Because apparently the Mighty Morphin version, yeah. This one's was technically double for Backflip Kick. Why she's an epic and is not comparable to Ranger Slayer, I don't know. But apparently the 4 Kimberlys that we have there, apparently a 5th as well. But clearly they also need full screen or not even. Okay, this thing is roughly 3/4 of the screen. It doesn't go full screen, doesn't fully follow all the visuals, but. Yeah, we all know about perfect shot being dodgeable point blank, and then, yeah, which cannot be dodged. Once again, mentions that. Ranger Slayer, can't dodge that, you can dodge this, you can dodge both of these. And that's sad. In terms of the character, being able to jump through the air is a very strong defense compared to not being able to instantly stop 50-50s while in the air, which technically makes you vulnerable. Yeah, it would be a downside. If it wasn't for the fact that the ability to dodge things doesn't require you to press a button. So as I said, the positives outweigh the downsides while still being a character that can essentially end the match with 1 combo. And depending on how low your health is, it can be even easier. But Swooping Falcon is mostly needed because Flanking Assault being an extra cost kind of, at least, helps prevent her from doing that. But it's still a launch. So, yeah. The character, interesting design, at least. But she invalidates the entire premise of the game because no one else in the game can jump for free. And certain attacks just are ground-based, like Sam, another legendary, who cannot hit her at all with that projectile. Same with Korag Assist being dodgeable for that sense, even though it's obviously a projectile that's on the ground, you can just dodge it to begin with. But both of those can just be dodged if they corner it. That being said, though, Korag is not able to corner the opponent anymore anyway, but still. Just dodge forwards. That version of it can just be dodged by Kimberly. As I said, Death Ranger can be dodged. You can that is, Primary Breaker cannot be dodged. However, Kimberly can dodge it by flying over it without even needing any energy. Yeah, undodgeable zombie. Just fly over it, I guess. Don't even just strike through it, just fly over it. And then we saw with a few hit collider issues, and then I think I remember another thing that was sent on Discord. Doggy's box apparently does not prevent Kimberly from attacking because Tommy knocks you back towards her. And I mean specifically the Swooping Falcon, because this is not a melee hit. It's not a projectile. Like, it seems to be an undodgeable projectile the same way that Black Dragon's beams or Lothor's stupid assist being undodgeable now. That is not a beam that's allowed to be undodgeable. Seriously, you already have armor. You're 4 cost. Gold does 6 cost. Still has no armor. And you do more damage than it. And you, if anything, still faster as well because Goldust spawns behind. If anything, he's probably instant one in the corner. But yeah, this character, at least it's better to look at. Flashy compared to Justin. Not the same thing over and over, even though it is still a middle slot spammer because not a launch. This is a reverse launch with a decent bit of recovery compared to someone else. And then Air Raid is still a super that's more than 5,000 damage. Though I will say the damage distribution is still boring. Like, big hit at the start of this one, and then small, a large hit around the end. This one, same damage throughout every single hit until the last hit does the most damage. This one, first 2 hits are the weakened ones, but I think this one actually might be the better distribution, but I have forgotten already. All I know is the second and third hit in the air version are more damage than the first and second hit. This one's boring. First hit, I believe, is a lot stronger, and then the pew, 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 and for some reason a reverse launch, even though... why? There's the second character in a row, a block cost, that's a 3 cost, that shoots projectiles, even though this one at least requires you to be hitting the opponent point blank first. At least, it's that. It's a follow-up attack. Multiple of her attacks are follow-ups. Actually, I think... no, all of them are. Every single one of her attacks is a follow-up, including the super. Like, none of this is guaranteed to attack. Or rather, none of it is guaranteed to continue. Like, she has to kick you, she has to throw Tommy at you, she has to hit you twice, or rather the second hit of the grounded version has to land, or she has to kick you in the air. And the block has to always hit. So, she's a follow-up character. 0 commitment if she whiffs. Unlike Justin, who you can cancel the primary, but everything else he continues. Literally the opposite, because he has no follow-ups. Justin is not follow-ups, he's just animation. Who knows? They probably started working on Kimberly when they sent out the patch, but they couldn't, so they had to put someone in that they could make boring. Which they probably succeeded in. And then they put Kimberly in. Because they buffed all the Ninjettis and Ninja. Last I checked, those are her teammates, specifically. And I think Mentor. I have not seen that season. Just that's from what I can understand. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's all it is. I have not seen anything other than all of Samurai and some snippets of the more other ones. I still have to get to watching all the seasons. Still, if you guys enjoyed the video, please make sure to give a like, comment if there is something you'd like to see, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on my setting and your most for in the description. Memberships are a thing. You can become one and have their entire streams at the end of videos, receive the links for planets, as well as join the Random Strange Alliance with priority. And on to the next Pounders video. Goodbye.